Welcome back to another edition of Special Situations Investing with Greg. This week I will be talking about the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk. Check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of my YouTube channel on Special Situations Investing and my personal investing practice. As a quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Any companies that I mention in this presentation are discussed solely for illustrative purposes. Discussing such companies and the specifics about them is to help educate me and educate you about certain special situations. It is not a solicitation to purchase them. I recommend that you conduct your own research and identify why you might want to own the company yourself prior to your committing of any funds. I also recommend that you seek the services of a financial advisor that has considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. And then finally, may your education here grow your knowledge, improve your personal investing performance, and give you the confidence to take control of your future. Thanks a bunch for watching. Now on to the video. Hey mutant investors, this is Greg. This last week and the last couple of weeks we've had a lot of news around the Twitter investment, and the announcement dropped a little bit late today, and I wanted to talk about it today, and so that's part of the reason why I waited until the market closed. I wanted to make sure that all the information was out there that I could find on it. So as of today, May 2nd, 2022, Elon Musk has entered into what's called a definitive agreement to purchase Twitter, and the purchase price is going to be $44 billion, and it equals out to be about $54.20 a share. With that in mind, if it goes through, that means that everyone that owns shares at the recent price of about $49.14 will get over $5 per share in returns over that. And that means basically about a 10% return, which turns around to be about 20% return, because they expect that this should be consummated by the end of the year. With that in mind, I thought that it would be worth your while for me to just kind of share how I am participating in this one. I'm not buying Twitter shares outright. I'm a little bit concerned that Elon may not be able to get the financing, but as Charlie Munger says, never underestimate a man that overestimates himself. And so in this case, you know, I'm pretty sure that he's going to get the money that he needs, and Elon's going to go ahead and buy Twitter, and yeah, it should turn out just fine. So the way I'm playing this is I am selling puts at the $52.50 strike price, and then I'm buying puts at the $50 strike price. And basically what this means is I am going to collect the difference in premium for this. This means, however, that I am risking the possibility that it won't go through, and if it doesn't go through, that means that I'll lose the entire difference between the premiums, which is $250 per contract. I'm selling the difference between these at about $70 a contract, or a contract pair, and so that equates to almost 30% return, or about 29% return for each contract pair. Overall, that turns into almost a 70% return for the year, but it is an extremely risky one, and this is the risk. If it doesn't go through, or if it doesn't go through at the time that I expect it to do, because I'm selling the contracts for December and January of this year and next, that time problem would basically be me losing out on the profit, because I would have to pay the full difference between the two contracts. So $250 per contract is what I'm risking, and it is an all or nothing type thing, so I could lose the full $250 per contract. With that in mind, I'm not putting a lot of my money into this. I'm not even risking a significant portion of my portfolio in this. It is less than 1.5% of my total trading account portfolio, but and that represents even less than 1% of my total overall net worth. But I'm doing it just because I find that it's an interesting thing to be participating in, and I mean, it is Elon Musk, so of course it's interesting to see how this plays out. For my specific participation in this is pre-tender offer, and it is pre a lot of the regulatory things, and so here are some additional risks that are associated with this, and these are the risks that I am seeing them that are in order of likelihood. So first one, I think if the transaction does not go through prior to the end of the year, that's probably the most likely scenario that would cause me to lose money on this, and that would happen. If that happens, then that means that the share price may not move up to that 52.50 or 54.20 in time to make this purchase. And that also means that I may not be able to collect the premium, or I may be put the shares at that 52.50 share price. The second thing is Elon Musk may not be able to get the funding, and so in that case, it may not work out at all. And that's part of the reason why I've purchased the puts as a protective put against additional losses. And then finally, the last one, if the transaction is not approved by regulators, then this could make it so that the transaction does not go through at all. And again, that's part of the reason why I have the protective put on this, and we'll see how this works out. I would like to issue a final caution or final warning. This is one of the riskier things that I participate in on my investment practice, and that is using options. And so just be aware that if you participate in something like this, there is a very easy way to lose a significant amount of money when you're using calls and puts. And so don't go into this unless you feel very comfortable with it and that you are willing to lose the entire amount of the funds that you have risked in these situations. It's more like gambling than it is like investing for a lot of people, and it may not be something that you're interested in. However, if it is something that you find interesting, if you have participated in transactions like this before, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you next week.